Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss about the passage which is what is it like to run a large supermarket, which is a reading passage from section 3 of IELTS book number 13, General Training. And I'm going to explain to you why each of the heading is appropriate for a particular paragraph. So let's begin with the first one. So for the first one, the first paragraph, the answer is noticing when customers need assistance, which is the choice 8. Now, the reason why is because the paragraph says this involves identifying customers who might need help. Okay, so this is same as saying noticing when customers need assistance. And where is that in the paragraph? You can see over here, it says identifying customers who might need help, right? So that is why the answer is noticing when customers need assistance. Let's go for the second one. The second one, the heading will be preparing for customers to arrive. And the reason for that is because it says some staff have to be here at 6 a.m. to make sure it's clean, safe, and stocked up for morning rush. Okay. So if you go back and see over here, the store opens at 7 a.m. means some staff, including Paris, have to be here 6 a.m. to make sure it's clean, saved, and stocked up for morning rush, right? So this is same as saying that you should prepare for the customers to arrive, cleaning the stuff and also making sure it's safe, it's stocked up. This is same as saying preparing for the customers to arrive. The third one is Paris's early career. So this one is the C. And the reason why is because if you read about it, it says worked in supermarkets since 1982 when he became a trolley boy, right? So this paragraph is talking about the time period, which is 1982. So it's saying that he's worked into supermarkets since that time. He became a trolley boy. So it's talking about his career. Even if you go ahead in the paragraph, it talks about then he becomes a store manager. You can see that it became a store manager. It talks about reaching the top job in 1998. So it's basically talking about his early career, right? The beginning of his career, like starting from 1982. Now, many of us might choose why Paris chose a career in supermarket. And the reason for this is because at this point it says, it was less money than my previous job, but I loved it. It was different and diverse. Now, this could be confusing and it might let people choose that answer, which is why he chose that particular career in supermarket, because you see a supermarket word over there as well, which is kind of a trap. But ideally, this is talking about his history of work. It's talking about years. So when you see the year involved, you're talking about a time period, right? So this is early career, right? That's why that's the correct answer. Let's go for the next one, which is D. So for D, the answer is demonstrating a different way of organizing a store. That's fourth. And the reason for this is because this talks about concept store, new ideas, markets were trialed, spend 3 days to see the new concept. So all of these words and statements point towards it's a different way, because when you talk about a new idea, which means a different type of way, right? Talking about concept here. And then it talks about that markets were trialed. So when you do a trial, the trial would happen if somebody demonstrate something, right? Spend 3 days to see the new concept. Seeing means seeing something that is being demonstrated, correct? Okay, so all of that information is already present in this particular paragraph, and you can see the managers from whole country spend 3 days there to see a new concept. And here it talks about concept store. This is new ideas of preparing, cooking pizzas in store. So that is the reason the answer choice is D. Okay, that is the reason the heading is demonstrating a different way, which is fourth. Now, next one is E, making sure items on the store are good enough. That's the seventh one. And the reason for this is because it talks about checking the layout, quality of produce, examines baking potato shelf. So this talks about examining the quality of food, checking the layout, quality of food. So all of those statements point towards that it's making sure that the products that are being sold are good enough, right? So if you go back to that paragraph number E, you would see that it talks about checking the layout, which is over here, and then quality of the produce, right? Examining the baking potato shelf over here, right? So all of those point towards this particular choice of heading. Next up is making sure items on this, next up is the benefit of accurate forecasting, which is fifth. And the reason for this is because it talks about wastage is tiny, only 400 pounds worth is scrapped. So if the wastage is tiny, you can consider that as a benefit, right? That, and only 400 pounds worth is scrapped. So which means that we are saving on the wastage. We are not wasting a lot of food items. So that is the benefit, right? So this connects to these words. And the next thing it says, department heads know how much sold, likely to sell, which means kind of forecasting that how much is sold today, how much is it likely to sell. So if you go back and check on the F, it says that department heads knows exactly how much they have sold that day and how much they're likely to sell. If you're talking about likely to sell, which means you're forecasting, what could be the sale the next day or the following day or next year, whatever that is, whatever that time period is. But this is what it connects to, forecasting, likely to sell the next, right? Which means the next day. And then the benefit is wastage is tiny. So you can see that this talks about wastage each week is tiny, and produce worth 4,200 pounds is marked down for a quick sale, and only 400 pound worth is scrapped. Okay, so that's a benefit. Let's go next. So next one up is G, paragraph G, and the answer is helping staff to develop, which is number 3. And the reason why is because the paragraph talks about held a talent day, right? And then talk to them why they should be promoted. So these two things points towards helping. If someone is organizing a talent day, talking to the workers about why they should be promoted, it's like offering help by doing so. It's a deed for help. It's an act of help. So that's connecting to helping. And staff, of course, the people for whom this talent day is being organized. And then develop is because you can see it says 23 people will be better members. So better members means improve, develop. If you become better version of yourself, that means you are getting developed, right? You're developing your skills. So you go back to the paragraph G. Here it says, he recently held a talent day, inviting employees interested in moving to the new job, talk to him and within a store to come and talk to him about why they thought they should be promoted. And then here it says 23 people will be better members of the staff as a result of that talk, right? So always remember that finding the headings, actually solving the headings question is not about just finding information from the first two sentences of the paragraph. It's basically having a solid understanding of that particular paragraph. So you cannot just skim read and say that, okay, now I know the answer. If the answer is quick enough to find in the first two lines of the paragraph, then great. But then if not, then you do need to read the paragraph thoroughly and understand what the paragraph is talking about. Like, for example, here, 23 people will be better member of staff. That actually is the last line of the paragraph, which connects to develop, the word develop, right? The keyword. Okay, next up, keeping everything running as smooth as possible. So that's the answer for the H, paragraph number H, that's 6th. And the reason for this is because it says pressure of making sure he knows what's happening. There could be something wrong. You have to do so much, right? So making sure what's happening is like making sure that everything is running as smooth as possible. When do you make sure that what is happening? Why do you need to check what's happening? You check what's happening is to ensure that things are running smoothly, correct? So that's what it connects to. And there would be something wrong. There could be something wrong. So if you're worried that there could be something wrong, you're going to make sure that you go back and check that if everything is happening is correct or not in the store. And you have to do so much. So these all connect to this statement which says keeping everything running as smooth as possible. So if you go back on that paragraph, it talks about a pressure of making sure he knows what's happening on them, and all can be intense, and you have to do so much there. You have to do so much, and there could be something wrong with every single one every day, right? So you got to minimize those things and shrink them into perspective. This is all talking about making sure that things are running smoothly, okay? Because here it talks about that at one store people are busy discussing how to cook a particular dish with a customer, but consider that there are more than one store. There are more than one department. There are like 20 of them, and making sure that things are running smoothly is a challenging task, and that's what is being discussed in this paragraph. So that's why the answer is keeping everything running as smooth as possible. Okay, so I hope that helps. And again, you can see that the answer to this question was like towards the end of the paragraph. That's why it is important that don't just go by this strategy that I just have to read the first 2 lines from the paragraph and that's enough. No, you need to understand what the paragraph is talking about. Okay, in the first 2 lines, if you don't get any solid understanding and it's not connecting to the matching headings, then you need to read more. Okay, awesome. So that's it then. I hope you did like the video. If you did, please do like my video, share it, and do subscribe to my channel, and you will have more of the lessons coming in soon. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.